All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. My name is Hassan, and here to go over my trades for today. Um, I started out on Webull this morning. Webull was bugging out, so I had to jump over here to TradingView, and still paper trading right now. Trying to do $10 risk a trade. The give or take a dollar or two, but for the most part, I'm trying to risk $10 a trade. First trade lost 13. Second trade lost 650. So that's about 2 hours after those two trades. Then I took this trade on GSIT, which I'll go through all of them in a minute. And I did not share size. I just basically hit the buy button, and just it was just a silly trade. That's kind of the problem when you're paper trading. It's easy to do that, and it's because it's not consequential. But I think for the most part, I've been pretty good at keeping my paper trading as close to real trading as possible. So this was a big fluke today that just kind of messed up what I was doing today. Um, yeah, I had like a uh, over a dollar stop, and I got 50 shares when I would normally get like 5 shares or 10 shares. So yeah, but let's check it out. Let's get into it. So what was this? REPL. All right. So first trade was on REPL. Um, oops. I think I was looking at this on the 5, and I kind of wanted it over here, but we made a lower. I remember looking at this and seeing that it made a lower low below this level, and I was just like, I can't mess with it right now. Like it needs to do the uptrend dance, and it's kind of like one of those things where you just keep looking at it and keep looking at it, and you end up talking yourself into the trade. And that's kind of what happened here. I think it was more so the 1. It looked like it was holding support on the 5. And I looked over here at the 1, and we got the higher low. Then we got the higher high, higher low above the EMA, which is pretty decent. But that's on the 1. I'm spiting the 5 with this move. And so I stopped out on that one. Next candle, like, immediately got stopped out. And then I took another trade. Now this one was better in the sense that what's this low? 86, 87. So I was looking at this pullback as a higher low, as maybe the beginning of an uptrend. So I would rather take this trade than that trade, because this is a lower low, right? So between this low and this high, there's nothing that should have been of interest to me. But after this, now we have a higher low at least, and it's narrow range. So the RR on this type of trade is really good. Um, but we're still technically downtrending because we have lower low, lower high. So I still shouldn't have taken the trade, but I do like this one a lot better than whatever this was right here. Um, yeah, I mean, you just look at how wide the candles are, and then they really slow down over here and start uh, changing direction. But yep, I had my stop under there, stopped out there. But then we touch VWAP, and now we got a higher low. Again, we still got the lower high, but now we have a higher low. And I guess technically speaking, this is just as risky as this one. But I don't know. I kind of like the high volume push into VWAP and then the move up. So this is still a good risk to reward trade for sure. And we got the higher low after the bounce to VWAP, which is decent. And my entries just through the EMA. So this was pretty good. And it went to target. Let's see what that looked like on the 1 here. Let's do 2 so I don't have to keep switching the time frame up. Do this one on the 5. All right. Yeah, so this one I liked what I was seeing on the 5, and I think I wanted to buy. I thought I wanted to buy the close. I think I just went over here to the 1 and bought the break of that high. Um, but yeah, this worked out really well. I had my target. What was my first target? I don't know why my first target was 6. Let me check. I'm trying to figure out what made me want a higher target than this wick. Oh no, I sold at that wick. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. Okay, so my first target was this wick. Is that seeable on the 5? Yeah, this guy right here. And yeah, so I sold about there. I think it came close and I just ended up selling a couple cents lower. And then it ended up pushing through, but I held 20% and stopped out of my 20% up here on this break of this low, which was only by 1 penny too. But yeah, so that ended up being a really good RR trade. And I just really got to wait for the actual uptrend to kick off. I could have slapped a trend line on this thing, really. That would have helped me out. But yeah, just waiting for the trip back to VWAP and that higher low. And what do we get on that? That was 44 bucks on the first take profit, and then 1560 closing the position. And then we go over NUAI trades. All right, so let's go over here to NUAI. Or is that what we're just? Okay, cool. So NUAI, I actually saw some profit on it, but my profit target was closer to high of day. It actually came pretty close to my profit target. If I remember correctly, I can't remember. I want to say it was 89 actually, and it came up to 70. So not quite. And then I added on this higher low right here, which I mean, this is a total consolidation. Pretty much just kept bouncing off of the 520 level. So would I have stopped? Yeah, I would have stopped out there. I think with this ad, I kept the same risk, so it wasn't like terrible. But then we come down here again, like with the trend line, I'm looking at, I can just see it so clearly now. How obvious it is that it's breaking out of the downtrend with the trend line. Same thing on REPL over here. I might have to throw that on there tomorrow. Help me out a little bit. Just to maybe give me a little more perspective on the trend. But yeah, this entry right here is almost perfect. Yeah. But yeah, so new era, NUAI. Five here. Yes, I really don't like this entry on this candle. Everything's still wide range. Still really at this point need to wait for things to shake out a bit. Yeah. I mean, this isn't bad. The risk to reward just wasn't great. But it looks like from this entry though, I should have been up enough right here to sell. I just wanted more. Man, maybe if I had the trend line, I would have been like, getting close to that line. I guess there wouldn't have been a trend line yet at that point, though. I didn't have a second point yet. Um, yeah, just patience, man. When it gets to this point, it's so clear to me. But here it's chopping around. Every candle has tails on it. Yeah, it's got to be way more picky, way more patient. But all in all, a really good day, man. I should be green without this stupid GSI. I guess we can look at this GSIT trade. Just like I just threw it in there, man. Just threw it in there and got stopped out pretty much on the same candle on the 5. That looked like on the 1. Yeah, kind of same situation on the 1, just jumping the gun on the pullback. You know, jumping the gun on it a bit. You know how hindsight is though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of liking that thing. I might have to work that back in. Shout out my guy Trendline Trey. Although I think he's support line Trey now. Anyway, that's all I got, man. I just kind of wanted to go over these for myself, really. I mean, more than anything, is just to kind of lock in what I actually did today and what I want to do differently tomorrow. And really just being patient, more patient for my moment. More patient for my moment, letting the volume call me into the trade, things like that. Yeah, but all in all, a good day. I feel like I'm moving in a good path. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow, man. I might get here a little early tomorrow. We'll see. Look out for that notification. Anyway, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't. Discord links in the description. And holla at y'all tomorrow, man. Drop in the comments how y'all did today, what y'all traded. Peace.